Well, Mr. Speaker, the original proclamation date was July 31st. During the debate, we said we didn't have enough time to do that. You know, Mr. Speaker, or Mr. Chair, what I find truly, truly amazing, I was a Minister of the Crown for 6 years, and I know how easy things can be done. I guess one must ask the Minister of Justice and how many lawyers she has in her department. How many meetings does it take? Who opposes it? Who do we actually need to consult? All of that has been done. So, you know, I respect my colleague from Battle River Wainwright. I like my colleague from Battle River Wainwright. We've had this discussion, and you know what? I have no problem if the Assembly decides to defeat the March 31st, 2012. I have no problem with that. Then if he is talking about the summer to consult, and we could have this then, have the member bring an amendment forward for September 1st, 2010, and I'll be there, right up there with you, buddy. And so, Mr. Speaker, I've been around a long time. I'm just waiting to get some stats from my research to find out how many private member bills have been in this Assembly, and quite frankly, how many have been passed, and there's been very, very few. So I know my colleague from the Minister of Justice supports this bill. I sat down with her in November. I sat down with the former Solicitor General at the same time in November, and they both supported. And at that time, they both indicated that this bill was important to have because our federal government has been dicking around with it for months and months, in fact, since 2002. So if my colleague from Battle River Wainwright wants to bring an amendment forward, wants to make that date September 1st, I'll be the first one to stand up and support it. They didn't like the December 31st, 2010, but the other thing that's very interesting, once there is nothing stopping an amendment coming forward before this House in the fall session saying we want to make an amendment on this particular piece of legislation for September 1st, 2010, I'm sure we'll all stand up and applaud. So, Mr. Speaker, we're trying to work with the government. Quite frankly, I don't trust them on their private bill process and getting bills done, and I'd be more than willing to work with my colleague from across the way, and if he wants to say September 1st, I know he's a father of 2 young guys, and I know he in his heart supports this. So if we're going to argue about a date, then have the member from Battle River Wainwright bring forward a date, and if he says September 1st, 2010, I'll buy him a beer. Thank you.